As you discovered in the Level 1 videos, AccuDraw is extremely helpful when drawing the views of an orthographic drawing. In this video, we'll look at using AccuDraw to draw the same step block object to a specific size and to add the third view using the standard 45-degree reference line as you would on a board drawing. I'm doing this because I want to set you up for the videos on reference files, which are coming up shortly, where you will learn to insert automatically updating views to simplify the drawing process and dispense with the 45-degree reference line. To use existing views to draw other views requires that you are competent in the use of several AccuDraw shortcut techniques. Specifically, you should be able to use the O shortcut key to locate the compass at a tentative point, and use the Enter key as Smart Lock to lock lines to the compass axes, and Smart Lock again with a tentative point to constrain the length of a line, and Smart Lock again with the N key, which is the nearest snap, to constrain the placement of a line or the relocation of a tentative point. All these techniques were covered in the Level 1 videos. Now, the step block you're going to use is shown on the screen right now, and the dimensions can be any master unit you wish. The drawing, of course, is an isometric, and I'm going to draw the three views, the plan, the front, and the right side, in third angle projection. If you're working in the UK or Europe, you might want to do this drawing in your usual first angle projection. Although you can draw the views in any order you wish, for this exercise, I'm going to start with the front view and proceed to the right side view. So let's get started. I will use the plane line tool. Don't particularly need a smart line at this point. I'm going to zoom across a little bit here, and we'll start with the back corner. So this is a front view. So 5 units, pressing 5, data point to accept, move across 6 units, data point to accept, up 2 units, 2 at the keyboard, data point to accept, come across 3 units, data point, and now I could put the dimension in, but it's easier to press the Enter key for Smart Lock, find that top corner, accept it, and come across and snap to the top corner. Right-click to stop. Now for the right side view, move over a little bit here for you. I will start here on this corner. I need to place the compass there, so F11 to activate the AccuDraw window, and the O key puts the compass in place. I will come across here. The actual dimension doesn't particularly matter. Note, of course, I'm not drawing a line at this point. I'm merely moving the tentative point over. Left-click to accept, drag upwards, press Enter for Smart Lock, pick up the top corner, left-click to accept it, drag across the 3.5 units, so 3.5. Data point to accept, drag down, Enter for Smart Lock, find the bottom, accept it, snap, and right-click. Now we'll pick up the line across here in third angle projection. Point here, I need the compass there, F11, O key, come across, again I'm not drawing a line, Enter, N for nearest, so I can snap to this line, left click, drag across, Enter, and N, find that point, left click, right click. Now we have the front and the right side done. Now for the 45-degree line. Now, the 45-degree line I may want to keep on this drawing, but I certainly won't want to plot it. So it would make sense to turn that into a construction type line so I can turn it off for plotting. So before I place the diagonal, go up to the active element class. It's currently primary, of course. Click on that and make it a construction element. Now I can draw my diagonal line, and I'll start somewhere about here. Drag. Did you notice my mistake? I can't see the line. I need to go to View Attributes, turn on Constructions, which in my case was off. If you see your line, then you know that Constructions is on, which is fine. Over here somewhere, I need 45 degrees. In AccuDraw, I'm flashing at the moment in the dimensional box. I'll hit Tab to go across to the angle box, enter 45. That locks my 45-degree angle. Left click, right click. There's my line. That is now a construction line. When I turn constructions off, that line will disappear but still be available. I must remember to turn this back to primary, otherwise I will be in trouble. Now let's go across to the plan view. I'm going to use the diagonal line as you do in normal manual drafting, take the information from the right side view across to the plan view. Now I'm going to find the right side of the right side view. So F11 and the O key, up, enter, and N, O key, come across, enter for smart lock, find that point there, left click, come across, enter, find that point there, and we're away. Now it's simply a matter of connecting these two ends, and we have the plan view. Let's add the final line, which is, of course, is this one here. So I need to find that point. F11, O key, drag upwards, enter, N, find that point, drag upwards, enter, N, and find that point. Now, this enter, N combination is an obvious choice for adding to a single shortcut key or even a function key. Now let's add another feature to this. Let me add a rectangle to the top here, to the top view in that face, which is a hole going right through the object. So it's quite simple now to add the hidden lines for that. And I'm going to use 3, line style 3. This is for convenience. You would normally use a custom line for this. Okay, let's now drag this down. And I need to get back to my line tool, of course. My line type is set. I need to place the compass there. F11, O key, drag downwards, enter, and N. Find that, left click, drag down, enter, and N, and find that. I could do the same thing over here, but let's do it a different way. Let's select that line and copy. Drag that over, but enter and find that point there. So there we have the line. That's almost as quick as dragging it down from the top, and it's optional which way around you do it. In either case, we're using AccuDraw to make the alignments for us. Now, what happens under these conditions? Line tool is now on. I'm going to place another rectangular hole in here. So I want F11 and just the N key for nearest. Snap, enter an N, find that. Now this is purely arbitrary at the moment. I'm going to copy this and select the line, right click, copy there, and this is purely arbitrary. And I'm going to put the same hidden lines for that over here. I'm not going to bother to put these hidden lines for this object on the right side of view at this point. You can do that later yourself. I'm interested in this, which is in this area here. I'm going to actually do this, go back to that's on, do a copy, do from here and across to there and across to there. So there's the extent of that rectangular hole as seen from the front and the right side view. Now, when we get up to the plan view, you'll see that we have a slight problem. Line tool is running. I will need a continuous line because it will be a continuous line on the plan view. Let's do this edge first. So I need to locate the center point there, F11, O key, up, enter, and N, find that, O key, come across. Now, before I go down to find this junction, just be careful here because you might well find that the nearest snap is still running. And if I go down, in fact, to the snaps, you'll see that the active snap mode is nearest. Well, I don't want that. So I'm going to click on that. And notice what's happening. Key point is still technically the active snap, but nearest is running as an override. I want to get back to key point. So I will hold down the Shift key and click on key point. Now key point is the active snap. Continuing with this operation, enter. Find that point there, left click, and I'm starting the line which runs in this direction, but I don't know how long it is. I have no particular dimension for it. So right now, I'm simply going to click in place and right-click to stop. And I'll clear this up with the next move. So a couple of ways of doing this. We'll do it this way first. Back to this one. Find the snap point, F11, O key, up, enter N, there, O key, come across, and just enter. Nearest is already on, which is just fine. There's my snap point. I snap, and I carry across here, and I hit enter, and I pick up that. Now notice that the nearest is gone. Back to key point automatically. I need that point, left click. I drag down, I enter, I pick up that point and come across and snap to that. I have this surplus line, so quickest way is to use the trim to intersection tool. Trim, trim, done. Now that's one way of doing that, and it's not too bad. Another way is to cheat a little, perhaps. The line tool is running. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to draw a line between there and there. Left click, right click to stop. Now I don't want that line, obviously, so I'm going to undo it. So Control Z. But the key is that when I get up to here, when I'm drawing this line previously, all I had to do was go from this point, of course, upwards, and notice that the previous distance marker comes into play. That's the previous distance from the short line I drew on the right side view. I would left click to accept that. And that distance there is the same as that distance from there to there. So that's another way of getting that awkward dimension without actually entering the dimension itself. There we have it. I'll leave it to you to finish off the hidden lines for the right side view here. And of course, experiment with adding your own information, or in fact, drawing your own 3-view drawings using this technique. And the last item, of course, is to turn off the diagonal line for plotting purposes. So we go to View Attributes, turn off Constructions, and our diagonal line has disappeared. Still there for future use, but now you can plot. Please experiment. This is an important technique, but remember that we'll be working with a different technique in the videos which deal with reference files.